This is Jim Williams with the Hurricane City Tropical Update for November 3rd, 5:30 p.m. Here's the animation using the HurTrack program of Tropical Storm Tomas, and the forecast from the National Hurricane Center shows this approaching the western tip of Haiti here near Port Salut, which is one of the cities in the Hurricane City database. Gets within 35 nautical miles of here. By the way, there's a hurricane watch up for this area. And then you see that the system continues moving to the north and passes about little under 100 miles to the west of Port-au-Prince, Haiti. That's when they should be getting the worst conditions. At that time, the tropical storm Tomas is expected to have winds around 70 miles an hour as this passes off to the northeast. It's going to give the area some gusty winds, strong southerly winds, and heavy rain coming into Port-au-Prince, but it looks like the core is going to stay offshore, passing mainly through the Windward Passage here between Haiti and East Cuba. And then the system passes into the East Bahamas near the Turks and Caicos, 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm. And again, this is subject to change. This could end up becoming a hurricane during this time period. It's still up for grabs. In fact, the GFDL still insists that this is going to become a major hurricane at some point as it's closing in on Haiti, but we'll have to see about that. It looks like that's highly unlikely. It's just not going to have enough time. And then, of course, the system continues off to the northeast, but several models want to hang this up down here near the Bahamas, so that could be an interesting development going into next week. We'll have to see what happens. And the worst case scenario would be if this hangs up down near Hispaniola and continues dumping heavy rain in the same areas that were affected when it passed by the first time. That would be tragic for Haiti. Here's the latest recon fix, that little white dot. Let's pan it out, and you'll see that it's well southeast of Jamaica, and the system has 1,003 millibar pressure, winds around 25 miles an hour at the surface, maximum flight level wind 36 knots, and the system remains relatively weak, but it's getting better organized as it moves off to the northeast. So we'll be watching the Hurricane Hunter reports over the next 12 hours or so, but this is going to continue to get better organized, I believe. Alright, let's skip this image because these images are a little old, but here's the indications of the wind swath, showing the red area hurricane force gusts, and this could affect near Port Salut, as I mentioned, and up near Mole St. Nicholas in the northwest tip of Haiti. But the winds should be around minimal tropical storm strength near Port-au-Prince, but the big deal there is going to be the rain for sure as this passes off to the northeast, and then it lingers up here. Notice the right-hand turn, and a lot of models are indicating this is going to linger in the eastern Bahamas, which could cause huge problems for Hispaniola as far as rainfall is concerned. All right, here's the analysis from the University of Wisconsin. You notice the upper level high pressure ridge is now established over the top of this, so this should go ahead and strengthen right up until it passes through Haiti on Friday and Saturday, as this high pressure is supposed to nose off to the north and break down these westerly winds up in here a little bit and allow this to strengthen. Here's the model group of models. We ran every single model using the HurTrack program, and it shifted a little bit to the west now. Western Haiti, eastern Cuba, that's the line of fire right between these two red lines, is the most likely impact from Tropical Storm Tomas. Notice hardly anything over here in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico now. Yesterday there were a few that still took it in that direction, but that's now no longer a possibility. Same thing over here. Nothing expected over here in central or western Cuba or Jamaica for that matter. Only a couple of models now take it into Jamaica, so it's looking like a less of a threat for Jamaica, and all the focus now is on East Cuba and western Haiti. Now, which model is the best performer? It's the AVNO, the operational model, the aviation model, spin-off of the GFS model. And this has an average error of 69 nautical miles over 120 hours. So this is the best performer. And again, it has it right through the Windward Passage, right through eastern Bahamas, and up towards Bermuda. But interestingly, I ran a lot of the models over at Tropical Atlantic again, and what we found was out of 57 models, only 7% take it down near Jamaica. 26 models, or 45%, take it near eastern Cuba. 47% of the models take it into Haiti. 0% over here, 0% over here, And interestingly, 13 of the models, or 22%, linger it somewhere in this area down here going into next week. So 22% of the models do not want to take it out into the open Atlantic, and that's not good news. If those 22% of the models are correct, this is going to be a tragedy for Haiti, as the rainfall is going to continue down here, and there's going to be a lot of mudslides and flooding. It's going to be a very unfortunate situation if this thing hangs up down here. If the other 75% of the models are right and it continues north, maybe this will get through quickly enough where it won't be as bad as it could be if it hangs up down there. So we're hoping that that happens. Here's the heat content, plenty of energy to work with. And again, Tomas is right in here using that heat content to strengthen, and it will continue strengthening right up until landfall, more than likely. Here's the visible, close-up visible of this system, and it's looking really well organized here this evening. Put this in motion one more time. The system, let me stop it right there. You can see the banding here now. The center is tucking in underneath here. Notice the outflow of the system is getting better organized. There's a little bit of dry air still over here to the west of it, but the system continues to crank up, and it wouldn't surprise me if this got up to hurricane strength before it got into Haiti, the way this thing is looking this afternoon. It's really beginning to get its act together. What's interesting about this, though, is you see this little spin out in here? That was the old low pressure system that they continued to track moving off to the west, and they kind of gave up on that. And there's a new center of circulation now that's formed in the northeast, and that's the main center of circulation of Tomas. Here's the water vapor loop, and you can see our scoop coming here on the left-hand side of the screen. There it is. This low pressure area right here is going to swing through the Gulf and up like this, and the flow is going to turn out of the southwest. Tomas is going to follow that flow right over western Haiti. The question is, does it hang up down here? That's the million-dollar question right now. We kind of figure this isn't going to be a major wind event for Haiti, but it's going to be a lot of rain. Look at all this rain that has yet to move through Hispaniola. So that's heading in there. It's going to start tomorrow and rain for probably 2 days straight there. So brace yourselves for reports coming out of Haiti. Our current feature is Port-au-Prince, Haiti. We're going to leave it there. We're going to cover it at hurricanecity.tv, local radio, leave radar, satellite up, recon, everything, Hurricane WatchNet, whatever we can throw up there for the viewers to keep track of what's happening down in Haiti. We'll do the best we can. Even though resources are pretty limited down there, we'll do the best we can covering Tropical Storm Tomas as it moves through Haiti. It could be a hurricane. All right, that's it for now. Check out the latest information at hurricanecity.com. And check out Hurricane TV on Friday and Saturday. That's it for now. Thank you again for visiting hurricanecity.com.